Welcome to Tiny Titan. In this game, you will be flicking a die from the edge of the table, trying to land it onto the Titan card in order to do damage to the Titan. Each time you flick the die, you must flick it from the same table edge position. You can use any 6-sided die, but it is recommended that you use one that is either 12 or 16 millimeters. During the game, you will be recording the results of your successful and unsuccessful flicks on a piece of paper. Let's start with retaliation zones. If the die lands overlapping any retaliation zone, you must resolve the effects of that zone. The retaliation zone effects are 1 damage to the village, 2 damage to the village, or resetting the Titan and die to their setup positions. Damage zones, shown in red, will do damage to the Titan as well as providing power-ups that you can use on future flicks. When the die lands overlapping any damage zones, you may choose only one of them to resolve the effects of. The basic damage zone effects are full damage, according to the number on the die, half damage rounded up, and half damage rounded down. For example, if the die lands on its 5 side, depending on which damage zone it lands on, it may do either 5 damage, 3 damage if it's rounded up, or 2 damage if it's rounded down. There are also 3 types of power-ups that you can gain from resolving the effects of a damage zone. Each of these effects can only be used on a future flick once they've already been activated. The 3 power-up types are the die symbol, which allows you to count one flick result as if the die was a 4, the ×2 symbol, which allows you to double the damage from one flick result, and that includes village damage, and finally the shield symbol, which allows you to ignore all village damage from one flick result. Once each of these power-ups has been activated, it can only be activated again once used. However, it is possible that you may flick the die, use the effect of a power-up, and then gain it again immediately from that flick result. Track the use of power-ups by drawing a symbol or letter to indicate that a power-up is active, and then cross that symbol off in order to indicate that it's been used. During the game, the die may land covering multiple zones, which means that you may have to choose between different damage zone results, and at the same time apply a retaliation zone effect. If the die lands covering no retaliation zone, nor any damage zone, then it is counted as a miss. For every 3 misses in a row, the village takes 1 damage. Unless resolving the retaliation zone effect that resets the Titan and the die to their setup positions, meaning that the die will change back to a 1 and the Titan will go back to being 1 card length from the edge of the table, do not alter the rolled value of the die between flicks, and always leave the Titan where he stands. The goal of the game is to deal 20 damage to the Titan before he does 8 damage to your village. If you can accomplish this, you immediately win. If a flick result were to put both the Titan and the village beyond their damage thresholds at the same time, then you still lose the game. And that's it! Thanks for checking out my game, and may your village triumph over this mighty miniature foe.